In studio, I have the winner for the very first Green City Startup competition. We have Paseka, and he's here to share his secrets to success. Welcome to the show, Paseka.
Thank you very much for having me.
Such an honor to have you because you're on the wall of fame of the Green City Startup. What product got you there? What did you do to get to #1 position?
The product that got me there is what we call the WHC leakless valve, which is a water control mechanism that saves 70% of water, which is currently lost through toilet leaks. How I got there, I followed the instructions through the website, submitted my application. We went through a round of adjudication or due diligence through the panel, and through the stages, I was awarded the #1 spot.
Sure, given the money to pursue your dream, pursue your idea.
Terms and conditions apply.
Terms and conditions
All right,
apply,
yeah.
sure.
Many people thought it was just money in the bank like that. No, even that money came in tranches, and those tranches had to be justified, you know.
Sure.
And the justification thereof solely business inclined, product elevation inclined, nothing personal,
Sure.
and all the other things that people think we use money for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the process from going from an idea to something tangible? Because not everybody gets that connection.
All right. There's a some call it the product development journey, where you identify a problem. From identification of a problem, you look for a viable solution, or you develop a viable solution. Then once you have the solution, you look at the opportunity that solution can be applied in. And from that, you look for means of taking that solution into a viable business case. Okay? And from a business case, you need funding to cover the technical elements of that to a market-ready product. And once you are at a market-ready product, you then start commercializing. And once you're commercializing, then only can you make money out of that idea. The duration of this process differs from product to product and industry to industry. And the Green City Startup has catapulted that because they wanted the idea and they gave us the money to actually test and get the idea to a point where it can prove the concept. Then after proof of concept, between the first tranche of money and your ideal, what we receive now, the awarded money, then you have to prove the business case by approaching clients. And that's how the Green City Startup got all of that into one.
Sure.
Yeah.
And part of the Green City Startup sort of format, or the way they support you as entrepreneurs, is to provide mentorship.
Yes.
But how do you take complete advantage of that mentorship dynamic?
All right. First and foremost, you need to acknowledge your mentor for their time. You know, these are professionals who have done it, who still do, and they have better things to do, and here they are for you. So you need to prepare yourself for a session. You need to know what you want out of that session. You need to have a criteria of this was a good session, bad session, or just an okay session. You need to ask as many questions, not only as an indication of your interest, but for further germs that you can pick up, because they can easily answer your question as you want, or they can tell you more based on the experience. And then another thing, they have networks, so which is very critical for you to tap into, because a recommendation from such an eligible or a person of caliber is more worthy than you knocking at that door. It carries a lot of weight. So that's how I took advantage of the mentors. Many questions, networks, and as much time as I could score with them, I took to advantage.
And you mentioned networking now.
Yes.
What happens if you're not a person who can speak to people, who is not good with that approach?
Well, I'm sad to say, if you want to be in business, you need to know how to sell. Many people avoid selling, and there's a connotation and a denotation to selling. People perceive selling as your insurance guy, you know, those people that annoy us. However, selling is communicating a message in such a way that you develop interest in the other person to take on whatever you're selling. And whether you like it or not, as a person, you are selling yourself, because how people perceive you, first impressions, last kind of thing, it's based on how you presented yourself. So that's my main advice. You need to learn how to sell. Even if you don't like talking to people, if you want this to advance, you need people. Nobody's born a success. It's due to people. As a matter of fact, I have a definition of the word team, acronym TEAM, together each achieves more. So it is only through other people that you learn things that you don't know and you advance. So learn how to talk to people.
Sure. And to close off the session, can you give us any one tip, one main tip for the upcoming entrepreneur out there who has no idea where to go or where to start?
My tip for you is prepare yourself. Don't do this because he said or you want to be better than the other person. Prepare yourself. Mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, economically, materially, spiritually, holistically. This journey is not for the faint-hearted. You can only surpass or be part of the better statistics, the successful side of the statistics, if you know what you're getting yourself into. So be prepared.
Thank you so much, Paseka. We've learned so much from you, and we admire the drive that you have, and very well done for what you've achieved.
Thank you very much for having me here.
That's all from me, Puno, and our guest Paseka here on The Big Interview.